Like there's something unique.
If I meet one more person that says, but Jamie, my situation is different, I go, I've met 500 people that have different situations. And if you step back, far enough, dude, it's all the same because we're human beings.
I
We're a
did this.
service-oriented business.
Absolutely. We did this. I did this live, 250 people in the room. And I did my business is different. And we got to the end of this session. It was about 30 minutes. I brought somebody up front, it was like Tony Robbins, like, right.
Yeah, yeah,
They would
yeah.
do a hot seat and they're talking out like all their limiting beliefs. My business is small. I don't have time, like all this stuff. We're getting it on the board. We're working through it. We just had a major win, including my business is different. That person goes back to their seat, hand raises. Hey, uh, I understand everything you just did here, but my business is different. And everybody in the room just like wide eyed, like turned around, like, how could you? We just did this. And it was like, we all think that, there were 250 versions of that in the room that day. And it is a problem. So I, I probably circle in too many. I'm in too many behavioral health circles or behavioral psychology circles. I'm into it. I don't believe there's like true change long term that's sustained unless you address the limiting beliefs first. And I love that you're doing that right now.
Yeah, for sure. And it's just having this conversation so everything doesn't become so tactical. I mean, I love AI because, I tell people like, you can ask AI anything, it will give you the solution. The solution isn't the problem. More information isn't the problem. We got to deal with us. I call this the power formula. I stole it from one of my great mentors and coaches, Jesse. And he talked about this as, how we think, how we see problems, how we handle our own emotions, our emotional intelligence, and decisions we make based on those or the actions we take determine our outcomes, period. So I've always been infatuated with when I ask people questions, I'm asking them because I want to understand how they're thinking about something. I think a lot of this did come from Dan Sullivan when I was a part of it because he's a very deep thinker about things. And when we start to kind of look at it like that, things start to become much more clear and much more simplified. And that's really where my work less, earn more, or less is more kind of mottos come in. It isn't just work less to earn more just to do that. It's because in order for you to make more money, you have to focus on fewer things and do them better. And when you do that, it will seem like it's less work because you're not working 80 hours, but the results are greater. And that's a hard thing for people to adopt because if you look around everywhere, there's a badge of honor that says, look at me, I'm busy. Chad, how you doing? Man, staying busy. You? Ooh, I'm not trying to do that. Like, what do you mean you're not trying to do that? Why am I trying to stay busy? Like just going against the grain to cause a just pattern interrupt, to use a Tony Robbins word, a pattern interrupt to be like, just stop being this automatic hamster and monkey just doing stuff. Just pause for a second and kind of get perspective of how do you think you got into this place and why is everyone in the same place? Why is it so difficult to transition out of this overwhelmed operator or you call the manager of dragons or whatever? Like, why is everyone so challenged with that and very few get out of that? And the ones that do then become trapped. Yeah, they're making money, but they're still not fulfilling what they really want. And you start to realize that if everyone's doing it, there has to be some similarities. And that's where we talked about the beliefs and the identity and the control and the fear of letting go and all that type of stuff. So it's really fascinating. I always find it just fascinating because if you can just go to that source and tweak a little bit and get people to see that, all of a sudden the results start to shift quickly. The outcomes are quickly compared to trying to quote learn more.